Welcome to Married to His Will. I'm Suzette Williams, your host, a licensed professional counselor in Georgia and nationally certified. Whether this is your first time or you've been with me for a while, I'm truly grateful you're here. This podcast is a space for inspiration, healing, and truth, where faith meets real life. I love weaving in clinical insights along with personal stories to encourage and uplift you on your journey with God. If you're new, be sure to check out Season 1, Episode 1, where I share my testimony. It's a powerful reminder that God doesn't just want to save you from hell, He wants to see you thrive in Him. Since walking through my divorce, I've discovered a deeper understanding of who I am and who I'm becoming in Christ. And yes, to my future husband, if you're listening, may you find me right where God has positioned me, in His presence. I'm so excited for what's ahead, and I'm thankful for every listener who's joined me on this journey, and for those who are just getting started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this blesses you, and check out the description for updates or extra info. Let's dive into today's episode. I pray it blesses you. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Married to His Will, the podcast where faith meets real life healing. I'm your host, Suzette Williams, a licensed professional counselor, a woman who knows firsthand that healing is a journey, not a quick fix. Today, I want to talk about something that still carries a little bit of stigma in our community. I seek counseling. But before that, let me just catch you up a little bit. Let me catch you up to speed with my life and dive right into this topic. All right. I am in my waiting season. I've been talking about that a while. And how do I know I am in my waiting season? Is because I feel like God has been talking to me a lot lately, downloading much to me, and I have this strong will to do as He says. I've been talking to a friend again because this friend I had taken a break from. And, truthfully, I've been considering this person as I feel like the Lord has been giving me insights and strategy for this friendship. And I've been talking to Jesus about him. And I asked the Lord that while I'm on this journey or in this process, that He'll preserve me, and help me to maintain my boundaries. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And I love to see the friendship develop while I trust God in the process. I don't know the future, but I pray and ask God to continue to lead me by the hand. And this is not a new friend. So it actually feels very comfortable and at the same time uncomfortable because I don't know where it's going. But I feel like I trust God, and I feel like God has been saying a lot to me about why I'm in friendship with this person. And so even today, the message at church talked about the church of Thyatira in Revelations. We're in our series called Dear Church People. This is that deeper church. And we're reminded that we have the power over sin. And we do not have to go with what the culture is saying. God is telling me to maintain my boundaries. I have had many counselors in my life, whether in church or professionally or casually, and the message is the same. The message that has been preparing me or been coming to me or appearing before me in this season is this idea of just planting and seeing things grow in my life. He is about to have me flourish. And I'm sowing into friendship, sisterhood, family, and I feel loved. And so I'm just so grateful that even on this platform, I get to sow into whoever is listening. I know maybe friends and family or relatives may listen to this podcast. And I know that I don't always get it right, but I thank the Lord that He inspires me to do this. And so let's just dive into today's topic. Why seek counseling? Why should we seek counseling? You might have asked yourself that before. Why would I need counseling? Or can't I just pray about it? I'm sure a lot of people are saying that. Well, today I want to lovingly unpack that question and show you how counseling can actually be a powerful part of your healing and your faith walk. So, the first thing I want to talk about is breaking the stigma. I think we've come a long way in society where counseling is more acceptable. Back in the day, you'd watch on TV them talking about the shrink, and I shouldn't be going to a shrink. I'm not crazy, but it's not about that. So let's start with this truth: seeking counseling does not mean you're broken. It means you're brave. I've been in a group called Brave, one of our small groups at the church, and I love those women. It's been amazing. We just had another group meeting on Saturday, and it was the best time. I love these women. It enhances my creativity. And the message of that group is to be brave, that we are brave women. And it takes courage to face your feelings, your patterns, and your pain. So you going to counseling doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're brave. Sometimes we've learned to survive so well that we forget we're allowed to heal. Even the Bible reminds us in Proverbs 11, verse 14, where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. Did you hear that? There is safety in counsel, not shame. When you sit with a counselor, you're giving yourself permission to be seen, to be heard, and to be understood without judgment. And that's powerful. And I love to tell my clients this is a no judgment zone. What counseling really offers? Point two, what does it really offer? So the first one was breaking the stigma. And the second one is, what does it really offer? It's more than just talking, it's transforming. Counseling helps you. It helps you to heal from trauma or heartbreak, manage anxiety, depression, or burnout. And that's a real thing, guys. It helps you to rebuild your confidence after a divorce. I know I had to go through that. Building your confidence, not just after divorce, but after a major life change. I had to do that. It helps you to learn healthy boundaries in relationships. It deepens your faith and reconnects with who you are in Christ. Deepen your faith and reconnect you. You get to reconnect with who you are in Christ. Sometimes people come to me and say, Suzette, I just don't feel like myself anymore. And that's where we begin. I know exactly what you're saying when you say that. Because counseling isn't about changing who you are. It's about helping you rediscover who you've always been. And so point number 3 is, when life feels heavy, counseling might be the answer. So maybe right now you've been carrying a lot. You're the strong one, the dependable one, the one everyone calls. But inside, you're exhausted. You might even feel guilty for needing help. But I want to remind you, even Jesus, the Son of God, stepped away from the crowds to rest and pray. If he needed space for restoration, so do we. Counseling gives you that space, a sacred space to breathe again, to process what you've been through, to learn how to let go of what's being weighing you down. There's nothing wrong with needing help. In fact, that might be the very thing that saves your peace. That brings me to number 4, emotional and spiritual healing. I truly believe God can use counseling as a part of your healing journey. When we bring our pain into the light and invite Him into it, that's where transformation begins. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what happens when you give yourself permission to heal emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. God never asks us to carry our burdens alone. He just asks us to bring them to Him. And sometimes He provides the right people, like counselors, to walk beside us through that process. So I really wanted to leave you with this little encouragement tonight. I've had a long day. I came through Fall Festival and I said I didn't want to have another week pass before I do another episode. And so my final encouragement to you is if you've been thinking about starting counseling, this is your sign. Don't wait until things fall apart. You deserve peace, you deserve clarity, and you deserve healing. I'm thinking about my friends and my relatives, my family in Jamaica right now who might be experiencing Hurricane Melissa. And it's funny because a friend of ours from Deeper Church, her name is Melissa, and today is her birthday. And she sent a picture in one of our women's group today, and she was so beautiful. And I said, Melissa is looking like a hurricane of beauty. We've just been praying for our friends in Jamaica, and I pray that everyone is doing well there and is safe. I love you, and I'm thinking about you, praying that not a whole lot of damage happens and that there will be a speedy recovery after all of that. And I'm sure that will come with another aftermath of emotional things that come with when things break down or repairs have to happen. So we anticipate those things as well. But Jamaica has always been resilient and has overcome several hurricanes. And I, for one, remember Hurricane Gilbert as a child. That was a difficult one, but I had one sister who slept through the whole thing. Davina, you know yourself. And we sang praises and we experienced just the miraculous hand of God as not much happened to our home. And we were in probably the smallest home in that neighborhood. It was beautiful and in a big yard. We had lots of trees. Some trees fell down and I think we lost our coconut tree. Yeah, it was a major event in 1988, I believe, when we had Hurricane Gilbert. But I pray that Hurricane Melissa will not be that category 5. I'm not sure what it is now because I haven't been watching the news. Forgive me, but I am praying for you. That's the main point. Okay, and so back to why counseling, why seek counseling. I just want to remind you that you can seek help. If today's episode encouraged you, share it with a friend, a sister, or a brother who's been struggling silently. Remind them that seeking help doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've chosen to heal. So thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, stay grounded, stay faithful, and stay married to His will. God bless you. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Married to His Will. Whether you're in a season of clarity or confusion, joy or surrender, I want to remind you choosing to align with His will isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Every step of obedience, every moment of trust is shaping you for something greater than you can imagine. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey today. If this episode spoke to your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who might need the reminder they're not walking alone. Until next time, keep leaning in, keep showing up, and keep saying yes to the journey, even when it doesn't make sense. Because when you're married to His will, you're anchored in something eternal. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and I'll see you next time.